Hello, this is Nicholas Biondo of my L16journey.com, and what I'm presenting to you right here is my final print of a collage I had in mind while attending a religious service. And this represents a picture of the Mass celebrant, the priest, in a solemn moment during the ceremony where he is holding up the Gospel, the New Testament, the book of the New Testament, in a Roman Catholic service, and he is displaying it to all the congregants. In the bottom photo you'll see the church, and the coloring and the lighting is just about the way it is when you're looking at it, when you're present in the church. And the three positions the priest takes is he presents it to the congregation straight on, and then to his left and to his right. And then he proceeds to the podium to read the passage for that Sunday. Now, this collage was made with three images. One where he has the book to the left, the right, and the center. And I'm going to show you the original camera pictures as they came out of Lumen. And the way I shot this was on auto at -1 EV. And I was very inconspicuous because of my L16. Just about no one knew what I was doing. And this picture on the bottom is my standing there with my hands as high over my head as possible because everyone else is standing. And I took the shots as follows. Here you'll see the priest to the right of the altar. And the luminosity in this picture is the result of a -1 EV in auto at 1/60th of a second at about 450 ISO, 426, 450, at 35 millimeter, as you can see with the details here. All right. This is actually an out-of-camera processed JPEG, not PP, but just in-camera processed JPEG. Just to show you what it looked like. So now, here's the priest walking to the center of the altar, and then he's holding the book up, the Gospel. Then he's holding it to his left and his right. And then he presents it straight on again. Now these movements take less than 10 seconds. So here I am holding my camera in one hand, handheld, and timing my shots to get the three important shots that I need. And as a result, I achieved what I wanted. I put the LRIs in Lumen and then Photoshop. And in Photoshop, I enlarged the three shots after processing them with NIC software, defined 2 noise reduction at default, and the NIC color adjustment, and the NIC output sharpening. And I have 3 images from which I cropped the priest to get the pictures here on top. If I go large, they're a little bit soft, but for viewing distance, which is my purpose in a print, it serves the purpose, and you can identify the priest. And the only problem I had is the coloring of his arms and skin was rather purple, because the lighting in the altar washed his face with the color of his garment. So I selectively chose his arms and face and added a bit of color, flesh type color to it. Quite content with this. So this is what you can do. Now the L16, as shown here, is really more than just a camera taking pictures. It's a tool in which you can use and accomplish pictures and capture pictures that you could not do with a typical digital SLR. First of all, I wouldn't have been able to hold the camera up that well, and everybody would have turned around and probably looked at me, seeing me carry a camera. And it's just no difference, no comparison between what the L16 enabled me to do to capture this and a digital SLR. And I'm quite happy with it. And I hope you enjoy viewing this and you see how I planned it and how I applied the use of my tool to accomplish my end result. And makes me happy as a photographer. And good shooting to you.